Adlo mga amigo, my name is Moon if you're new to my channel, and as you can see from the title of the video, this is my reread or past challenge for the book community's popular books. So I have seen this challenge in Anak ni Rizal's YouTube channel, which is actually the author for the Peculiar's Tale, which is actually a Filipino novel where she tried to make a read or past challenge for Wattpad books. So when I saw that video, I was like, what if I do that to the book community's popular books? Because I do know for a fact that I was not able to read all of the popular books in this community. So to make this challenge more easier for me, I asked people on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook as to what are the most popular books in the community, because as what I have mentioned, I am sometimes out of the loop, so I was not able to read all of the popular books in this community, and now I'm rambling. So I have made a total list of 30 books, so I think this is like the part 1 of the challenge, so here we go. The very first book on the list is The Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas, and Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas, I have read a few pages like a few years ago, and I can already say that this book does not interest me at all, and also I have heard not so many good things about this book from the people whose reviews I really trust. So yeah, I will pass for The Throne of Glass. The second book is A Court of Thorns and Roses, again by Sarah J. Maas. This is a very popular book, and I have read this book about 4 years ago when I was 16 years old, and I did not like it. I did not really see the appeal of the book just because of the fact that I don't really like Tamlin. I don't know. There is just something about fairies in which I don't really find appealing, so Akotar is a huge pass for me. The third book is A Little Life, and oh my gosh, I have heard many good things about A Little Life, not just about the writing style, but also how the story was conveyed. And honestly, I'm scared to read this book because I have heard again from the people that this book is really painful, and I really don't know if I have the emotional and mental capacity to actually read this book, because I think I will be crushed if I'm going to read this. So maybe as of now, I'm going to read it about 50% because I do know that I will not read it in the near future. The fourth book is The Cruel Prince by Holly Black, and again, I don't really like fairies. I read this book like a few months ago because I was like, okay, I will give fairy books a chance, and I still did not like it. I did not see the appeal of having an abusive romantic interest, because the prince here, which is Prince Carden, is actually like the romantic interest. And please don't give me the excuse that, oh my gosh, he's a fairy. Fairies have this tendency to be abusive because they're not human beings like us. Yeah. So why make fairies like a romantic interest when they're abusive? Because I just don't get it. And the fact that fairies have tails or long ears or just those weird physical characteristics, I don't really see the appeal. So The Cruel Prince is a huge pass for me. The fifth book is The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo is honestly one of the best books I have read in my entire life, and I would reread it 100 times if I could. The sixth book, or books basically, is The Six of Crows duology. Here's the thing. I have read Six of Crows a few months ago for our Sun and Moon podcast, and I really like it, but not really love it as much as others do. But I'm going to give The Six of Crows duology a chance because there's a show coming up, and I heard that Six of Crows is added to the show. So yeah, I'm going to read the book. So the seventh book is The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. Here's the thing. I heard mixed reviews for The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. Some of the people I know love it, some of the people I know didn't love it, so I really don't know where I stand. So probably about 50% or 25% I'm going to read the book. So the eighth book is The Puppy War. The Puppy War is honestly, it is in my TBR. So yeah, The Puppy War is a read for me. So the ninth book is Mistborn by Brandon Sanderson, and Brandon Sanderson's books actually intimidate me a lot. Most of his books are either really long or very fantasy, and fantasy books, most especially high fantasy, intimidate me. I have read like some fantasy books, which I really love. But I should say ahead that fantasy books, most especially thick fantasy books, intimidate me. So probably around 50%. Maybe someday I will like, oh, I will pick up this Brandon Sanderson book, but in the near future, I think I will not read it. So the 10th book is The House in the Cerulean Sea. I don't know if I have pronounced it right, but I have heard again many good things about this book. But here's the thing, I don't think this book is within my reading taste. I don't think it will appeal to me. So I think I will pass it for the meantime because I don't think this book will just appeal to me. I'm really sorry. So the 11th book is November 9 by Colleen Hoover. So I have read November 9 when I was 15. I can distinctly remember not liking it, and thinking about it now, I think it's because of the reason that the relationship in that book is questionable. It's just, I don't really see as to why the guy who literally destroyed the girl's life became a romantic interest of the book. Because if I was in that position, I would really hate the guy. Like, excuse me, you destroyed my life. So November 9 is a huge pass for me. So the 12th book is Ugly Love by Colleen Hoover. I really don't know what this book is about, but I heard from the people in which their reviews, I actually value that this book is problematic. But I am actually willing to give Colleen Hoover a chance, and I think this book I will probably, I'm not really sure, read it. So 10% read. So the 13th book or books is The Hunger Games series by Suzanne Collins. Yes, definitely will read The Hunger Games. The Hunger Games is honestly one of the best series I have read in my entire life. I would not like not to read it because it is honestly the best. The writing style of The Hunger Games is honestly really good, and yeah, would definitely reread the series. So the 14th book or books are the Twilight series by Stephanie Meyer. I actually only read the first book of the Twilight series and it's enough for me, so hard pass for Twilight. The 15th book is The Mortal Instruments by Cassandra Clare. I don't really like Cassandra Clare because I have like heard and read about the stuff that she has done in the past. I don't want to support an author that has like, but I'm at the same time really curious about The Mortal Instruments as to what really is it about, as to why a lot of people are just crazy about it. So I will probably read it. So at least about read 5% just because I am curious about it. The 16th series and the 17th series is actually The Dark Artifices and the Infernal Devices of Cassandra Clare. Again, just like The Mortal Instruments, it is basically just like 5%. 18th book is These Violent Delights, and I'm actually read it. I would honestly read it because I have heard many good things about These Violent Delights. And 19th book is the Percy Jackson series by Rick Riordan, and believe it or not, I actually wasn't able to read Percy Jackson in my entire life, so definitely would read it because a lot of people loved it. So yeah. The 20th book is A Darker Shade of Magic by V. Schwab. Again, I have heard many good things about this series, so probably will read it. And also I think this is those books that will really appeal to me and my reading taste. The 21st book is The Secret History, and yes, would most definitely read it because this book is definitely up my alley of like my reading taste. The 22nd book is actually the Grisha Trilogy by Leigh Bardugo, and actually I really did not like the Grisha Trilogy, but just because there is like a TV show coming up, I would give it a chance so that I can prepare myself for the TV show. So the 23rd book is Daisy Jones and the Six, and I actually did not like Daisy Jones and the Six. I find it to be really boring, so hard pass on this one. I'm really sorry for like the Daisy Jones and the Six like fans. So the 24th book is After by Anna Todd. Pass. Like pass. The 25th book is Ninth House. Would most definitely read it. I really find it intriguing. So yeah. The 26th book is If We Were Villains. Yes, would most definitely read it because it's dark academia. The 27th book is Anna and the French Kiss. I hated Anna and the French Kiss, so would most definitely pass this book. The 28th book is Radio Silence by Alice Oseman. Again, just like The Seven Husbands of Hugo, one of my most favorite books of all time. So would most definitely reread this book. The 29th book is The Hate You Give. And yes, would most definitely read it. I still haven't read it yet, but I have heard many good things about the book. So I would most definitely read it. The last book is Scythe. And yes, I would definitely read Scythe because I have heard many good things about this series again. So yeah, I would most definitely read Scythe. So yeah, that's it for this video. Also, I'm going to tag this following people for this challenge. First is Ian from Ian Reads. Second is Trish from Tissue Paper. The third one is Kat from her bookish side. The fourth one is Gerald from Gerald the Bookworm. The fifth one is Kate from Your Tita Kate. And the sixth one is Alex from Alice on the Block. I hope you're going to do this, host. Anyway, yeah, that's it for this video. If you like it, please give it a thumbs up. If you have opinions, please comment down below and let's discuss. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.
Klappat hatten alla, fest, full fest, hela